Small Heath, Birmingham, 1919, a city choking on factory smoke, soaked in whiskey, and ruled from the shadows by a family that cuts throats with the blades sewn into the peaks of their caps. Thomas Shelby is done playing defense. He's ready to walk straight into enemy territory, sit down at the table of one of the most dangerous men in England, and demand a seat as an equal. The episode opens inside the Garrison, the Shelby family's pub, which also serves as their unofficial headquarters. To unfamiliar men enter and head straight toward the private room used by the Peaky Blinders. Thomas pours them drinks himself. These men are connected to Irish Republican sympathizers, and they've heard rumors spreading through Small Heath that the Peaky Blinders have obtained a shipment of stolen guns from the Birmingham small arms factory. They want to buy those guns. For Thomas, the offer is dangerous. The stolen weapons are already the reason Inspector Campbell has come to Birmingham, and admitting that the Shelbys possess them could put the entire family in greater danger. But Thomas doesn't see the guns as a problem. He sees them as leverage. What the men don't realize is that Grace Burgess, the elegant new barmaid working in the pub, is listening from nearby. Grace is gathering information. Her position inside the Garrison allows her to hear conversations that would otherwise remain hidden from the police. Her double life becomes increasingly dangerous. Grace has been working her way closer to Thomas while secretly passing information to Inspector Campbell. She follows one of the IRA men, a man known as Ryan, hoping to learn more about the gun deal. But Ryan catches her. A struggle begins. Grace is cornered and realizes that she may not survive unless she acts. She pulls a small handgun from her purse and shoots him. The killing changes everything. Until this moment, Grace has mostly been an observer, watching the violence surrounding the Shelby family while maintaining her cover. Now she has become part of that violence. She has killed to protect her secret. Soon afterward, Grace meets Campbell privately. Their meeting confirms what has been hidden beneath her calm exterior. She is working for Campbell and is helping him gather information from inside the Shelby operation. While Thomas focuses on his plans, problems inside the Shelby family are becoming just as serious. Polly tells Thomas that Ada and Freddie Thorne never actually left Birmingham. Freddie is a former soldier, a communist agitator, and Ada's lover. Thomas had promised the authorities that Freddie would leave the city. Now, that promise is in danger of collapsing. Polly tries to solve the situation without violence. She offers Freddie money and a ticket to New York, hoping that he will take Ada away and disappear. Freddie refuses to make an immediate decision. The situation becomes even more dangerous when Freddie confronts Thomas himself. He puts a gun to Thomas's head and throws the money back at him. The confrontation is especially personal because these two men once fought alongside each other during the war, but now they stand on opposite sides. Freddie demands answers about the stolen guns. Thomas refuses to be intimidated. He draws his own weapon and makes it clear that he will not accept Freddie's relationship with Ada or allow the situation to threaten his family. The conflict between the two men is no longer just political. It is personal. Meanwhile, the police continue tightening the pressure. Sergeant Moss warns Thomas that if Freddie is handed over, Ada could also be arrested and charged with sedition. Thomas is now trapped between two responsibilities. He wants to protect his sister, but he also knows that protecting Freddie could bring the police directly onto the Shelby family. That night, Thomas is once again pulled back into the memories of the First World War. His nightmares return. The memories of the war remain buried beneath his controlled exterior, but they never truly disappear. Danny Whiz-Bang wakes him and brings more bad news. The IRA man Grace killed has been found dead. Rumors are already spreading that the Peaky Blinders are responsible. This could drag the Shelby family into a dangerous conflict with Irish Republican forces. Thomas immediately thinks about controlling the situation before it becomes a war. He orders Danny to request a meeting with the IRA and explain that the Peaky Blinders want no unnecessary trouble. At the same time, Thomas is focused on a much larger opportunity. He wants to expand the Shelby operation beyond the streets of Birmingham. His target is the horse racing business controlled by Billy Kimber. Thomas and Grace travel to the Cheltenham Races under false names, allowing Thomas to approach Kimber without immediately revealing everything he has planned. The rest of the Peaky Blinders are also heading toward the races, but they have another purpose. Thomas has learned that the Lee family is planning to rob Billy Kimber's bookmakers. Instead of allowing the robbery to happen, Thomas uses the information to his advantage. He warns Kimber about the Lee family's plan. By doing this, Thomas positions himself as someone Kimber can use rather than simply another criminal trying to take his territory. At the racetrack, the Peaky Blinders intercept a group working for Kimber and take a large amount of money under the pretense of providing security. Arthur delivers the money directly to Thomas. Thomas then presents it to Kimber as evidence of what the Peaky Blinders can bring to his operation. Now the real negotiation begins. Billy Kimber is more interested in Grace than Thomas's business proposal at first. He sends Thomas to his accountant to discuss the financial details while he takes Grace aside. Thomas remains focused on the deal. He offers Peaky Blinders men as protection for Kimber's operations at the racetracks. In exchange, he wants a percentage of the money they save Kimber from theft, along with betting pitches at racecourses north of the River Severn. For Thomas, this isn't simply about money. It's about territory. It's about turning the Shelby family from a local Birmingham gang into something much larger. Kimber accepts the arrangement, but then demands something else. He wants time alone with Grace. Thomas tells Grace to go with him while he finishes the negotiations. The decision visibly disturbs her. Grace has spent the entire time manipulating people to protect her undercover identity. Now she realizes that Thomas is willing to use her as part of a business deal. Kimber takes Grace back to his private residence. The situation quickly becomes dangerous. Kimber begins forcing himself on her. Then Thomas arrives. Instead of attacking Kimber and destroying the agreement he has just secured, Thomas uses another tactic. He tells Kimber that Grace is a prostitute suffering from a sexually transmitted disease. Kimber immediately backs away. Thomas has rescued Grace without destroying the deal, but the moment reveals something complicated about Thomas. He was willing to use Grace as part of the negotiation. Yet when the situation crossed a certain line, he stepped in. Grace doesn't understand why. On the journey home, she asks Thomas directly why he changed his mind and came to save her. Thomas doesn't answer. The silence between them becomes more meaningful than any explanation. Grace is secretly working against him. Thomas is beginning to trust her. And neither of them fully understands where that connection will lead. Meanwhile, Thomas has achieved something important. He has opened a path for the Shelby family into the larger horse racing business. But the victory has come with new problems. The stolen guns are still dangerous. Inspector Campbell is still hunting for them. The Lee family remains a threat. Freddie and Ada continue to challenge Thomas's authority. And Grace is now caught between her mission and the growing connection she feels toward Thomas. Thomas may believe that he is controlling the situation, but the people closest to him are carrying secrets of their own. The more power he gains, the more complicated the game becomes, and the biggest danger may not come from the enemies standing outside the Shelby family. It may come from the people Thomas has allowed inside. If this breakdown helped you understand Peaky Blinders Season 1, Episode 3 a little better, give this video a like and let us know in the comments what you think is really going on between Thomas and Grace, or which character's journey you're most invested in so far. Share your own theories, favorite moments, or predictions for what happens next. We love reading them. And if you enjoy deep dives like this one, subscribe to Screen Central for more web series and TV series breakdowns, ending explained videos, and detailed episode analyses. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload.